in a desert. I think we should be on. We should be all hooked up. We should be good to go. For you guys that are just tuning in, my name is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and I already got that. Thank you. I'd like to welcome you to today's broadcast from Together We Grow Sustainable Gardening Solutions and Systems and Designs. We got a great show for you guys today. Also, it's also practice. Remember, this is all practice and all rehearsal leading up to the big day, which has been changed to April 30th. I repeat, the big day has been changed to April 30th. My name is Chuck the Sandman Collins. Welcome to Together We Grow Sustainable Gardening Systems and Designs. And it's still early, so I know some of you guys are still getting logged on. Hey, it's so glad to have you here, the early starters. I'm going to go ahead, and if you guys are already aware with it, we get started with our morning routine, which I love to do. The first thing we do is we check to see if the plants need anything, if the bird feeders need anything, if we have to spruce up the hummingbird feeder. Everything looks good from yesterday. I do want to jump right into it, guys, because I got so much cool stuff I want to do today. Today, we're going to be transplanting tomatoes. We're going to be transplanting some purple basil, some Genovese basil. Also, we're going to be removing some of the larger plants that we have in a sustainable gardening system. Hey, Kat, how's it going? Christine, my girl, you know what? You know what, Christine, you're going to know when I'm talking to you, because anytime I see your name up there, I'm going to do the old Carol Burnett thing like she used to do for her daughter, because you've literally helped me out so darn much. You've helped me out so much. So when you see me do this, you know that's me saying hi to my dear friend, Christine Maldonado. I had to tell you guys, her advice has been exponential in this entire process. Same thing with each and every one of you. When my volume acts up, you guys tell me. If the video goes a little quirky, you guys tell me. If there's something out of frame, you guys tell me. But I gotta tell you, I haven't been fully utilizing the technology that we have here, because this gimbal that I have this camera on does some pretty cool stuff, but I'm kind of old and I'm kind of scared to really put it to use. Shoot. Sorry about that, guys. Let me click that off. That's actually an out of country call just now. And I'm so sorry, guys, if whoever's calling me, if you're watching this, sorry, but this is a live broadcast and I really got to talk to my folks out there. So guys, remember, like I said, we're going to jump right into it. Remember when I was telling you how we have the little pond right here? And these are small little things that you can do in your yard to not only just accent your yard, to add a little bit of beauty and a little bit of flair, but it'll also bring in some of your more desirable little crawly critters and creatures that you may have in your neighborhood. And this is just it took my wife and I maybe about an hour to do this, and it was basically just picking out the best rocks to go around it. But this is a small little pond liner in there surrounded by rocks. We don't put any additives in this water, but this actually acts as a plant nursery. So when we brought these here yesterday, food for thought, and I want to tell you guys how to pinch a penny. When you go buy your plants and you get them in packs or in bunches like this, always try to get the ones that are dried on the bottom. And here's why, because, and this is the biggest reminder, and it's a penny pincher, usually they're on sale. They may be on clearance. They may be on that one little cart that everyone tries to avoid when they go into box stores. But if you get those plants that are dried out on the bottom and you have any type of viable soil, any type of reasonably good soil or substrate at your house, those things are going to bounce right back to life. So you're going to save money, and you're going to give them additional a brand new lease on life. But look at, just from sitting overnight, look at how rich those purples are, and look at how deep those greens got. Not only does it help the plant rebound, but it also helps the plant, and this is very important too. The microclimate that is in that store, or the microclimate that is in that farm, or wherever that production company that made that plant came from, is probably far different than what you had in your yard. So what you want to do is give that plant a little bit of time to acclimate to the climate or to the conditions that you have specific to your yard. I hope that helps out a little bit, guys. For the folks, guys, or folks one that sign on, whoever was the first one to sign on, as long as I can continue this, I will continue doing this. Follow me, camera. Obey your master. For the first ones to sign on, please inbox me, email me, message me. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Pardon me, but email me, message me, inbox me your name and your address, and tell me. I'll actually get the cups out in a minute, and you will be able to choose between your choice of a Together We Grow coffee or tea mug, or a Together We Grow shirt. We have tons and tons of merch here, guys. But I'm not with you online right now on YouTube to talk about merch. Let's talk gardening. So, no, we spent a lot of time in this grow bed yesterday. And I kind of want to keep my hands off of it, but I can't, because I just love the way that the colors pop. And when you guys have helped me out so much, the folks who are recommending this plant should go here, this one should go there, I want to keep my hands off of this. And I have some spots in the Navajo grow bed #1 that I really need to transplant some plants to. So if you guys would be so cool to help me out with that. Also, in a little while, we're going to, actually with the tomatoes, we're going to transplant one in traditional gardening, which is soil. If you guys want to stick around for it, we're going to do another transplant with tomatoes in the hydroponics raised grow bed, which is equivalent to this, but it's hydroponics. And we're going to do another tomato transplant in a living wall, because we've been asked the question time and time again, can you do tomatoes on a living wall? Absolutely, yes you can. So let's grab our first tomato. Please don't make me lie to you and tell you what type of tomato this is. I totally forgot. Wow, that was a lot of T's all at once. I did that just now. So let's bring our camera over here. Let's see, guys. And I truly appreciate you guys just hanging out with me and taking the time out of your busy days, out of your lives. I know you probably got a ton of stuff, better stuff to do, but you choose to hang out with old Chucky, and I'm just tickled pink. I appreciate it. Let me go grab my gloves. You guys know me and my gloves. I love these gloves with the click clacks on the bottom. They help me keep in touch, stay in touch, get my hands in the soil, get a little dirty. So let's bring it over here, guys. Here's what we want to do. And I got to tell you guys, when I was telling you about the gimbal, like, I'm truly not fully utilizing this gimbal. Let me tell it to stop, because it actually has, watch this, guys. You guys are going to flip. This is a remote control that actually controls the gimbal. So, and this is my first time actually taking it off the system. See? Yeah. Not only can it control, not only will it follow me if I tell it visually, if I tell it to give it the AI command to follow me, but I can actually use it like this. And this is what I really want to practice on, guys. So for example, right here, I want to focus on this spot right there. And if I do that, and I just drop the remote control in a hole. See, guys, it doesn't get better than real time. But I want to be able to talk to you guys and be able to do stuff like this. Seriously, you just embarrassed me. That's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I thought I could zoom in and out using this remote. Obviously I can't, so sorry about that, guys. But I can change the direction of the camera. So that is going to come in handy, and that is going to be helpful. So in between shots, you'll see me grab it just to redirect the camera, and I appreciate your patience when I do that. So this first spot that we're going to transplant a tomato to is right there. And usually what I would do, let me turn on the chat, pardon me. Usually what I would do is, and I should do that right now, guys, and you know what? I am going to do that right now. Let me turn on the garden hose, and I'm actually going to wet this. I'm going to water it first because I want to loosen up that topsoil. I said if I'm going to show you guys how to do it, I'm going to show you guys, pardon me, I'm going to show you guys how to do it right. And so the first thing I want to do is I do want to loosen up this topsoil. It'll make it a lot easier for the plants to take root. It'll make it a lot easier to break through the soil. And also, to me, like in my head, it's like a welcoming treat to the plants, telling them it's okay. Hey, this is your new home. Time to move in. Yeah. So the next time one of your friends asks you, when's the last time you watched a Rastafarian water a garden in the middle of a desert, you'd be like, ironic you asked that question. It was yesterday or earlier today. Oh man. One of the joys that I love about raised bed gardening, especially being in the desert, is because we have to be conscious of our water use all the time, every day. So I'd rather have a gardening system where I'm not directly watering into the ground, because we don't have a lot of soil here. We have caliche. So we have to build up our soil. I talked to one of my great friends back home, Benjamin Gallo, and you don't call someone a dirt master, but this guy is just brilliant when it comes to amending soil. And this is where I stress it again, guys. I'm going to bring up the C word: community, community, community. Get out there, talk to people, learn, and then share the knowledge. So I'm going to be doing not soil amendment, more so in the ground, because again, it's not the effort. And if you do live in the southwestern desert and you do garden, please, if you get a chance, try to get involved in sustainable gardening practices or raised bed gardening, some type of containment gardening, because we don't have water to waste like that. And just because you can afford the water bill doesn't mean you should waste the water. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your pockets, and pardon me, please forgive me for overstepping a boundary, but dang, man, we live in a desert. You serious? You serious? It's not called the desert because we have plenty of water all over it. Holy cow. Okay, never mind. I just looked at one of the tomato plants that are in a container that we're going to transplant, and I got super amped just now because I thought it was one of the ones that was already in the grow bed. And I was like, dude, that thing grew like 6 inches overnight. It didn't. It didn't. That was me artificially amping myself up. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you listen, you can actually hear the drain underneath the grow bed. There you go. Right here. And that's the runoff from the water. That's how efficient this system is when it comes to watering. You guys see the size of this grow bed. You see the size of the plants in there. I haven't been watering this that long, but because of the way that we amended the soil with the perlite, as well as the red wiggler worm population in there, it makes it really easy to water. It makes it really easy for the plant roots to get that much needed moisture and nutrition. Hey, Klaus, how's it going, my friend? And sorry for putting my face all up on the screen like that. That is kind of rude. I'm sorry about that, guys. So when you guys see me do this, that's me telling the gimbal to follow me. So I don't want you to think I was going crazy or anything. Gimbal, follow me? Is it doing it? Yep. We'll figure that out in a second. So let's get this tomato. Pardon me, guys. Sorry about that. Again, when you see me do this, that's me. There you go. That's me. Me telling the gimbal to follow me around, and I don't think it wants to cooperate right now. So forget you, gimbal. We'll try that again in a second. Let's get this tomato into its new home. Now, tips on replanting tomatoes. You want to get this guy as deep as you possibly can into the soil. So our grow bed is about 12 inches deep. I literally want to get this tomato plant all the way down there, as close as possible. So, sat overnight. Look at that beautiful root base. Look at how good that looks, guys. Ah, ha, 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 ha. We're going to pull this. Bam. We're going to pull that. Bam. And you see this? This is about a foot tall, about 12 inches tall. We're going to bury this down to about here, all the way down to there. Now, there are some practices, and if I actually had the room to do it, and if I have the space to do it, I'm going to do it. I highly recommend that you plant your tomato plant sideways, because roots are going to come out of this entire stem. The more roots you have coming out of your tomato plant, the healthier that tomato plant's going to be. So, yeah, if you've seen a post about, oh my gosh, guys, that is just sitting so pretty right there. Look at that, man. It's like that was your home all along. You didn't even know it. Like, I knew it. You were supposed to be there, and we're just figuring it out, man. Welcome home. Welcome home, my friend. I know. I dug this up. I talk to plants. That shouldn't amaze any of you. It shouldn't scare you. Guys know me enough by now. Look at that. Dude, you're going to love this news house. I know, man. I know. So, tomatoes are vines, and they're vines, and they try to reach out in every direction possible. The way that we're actually going to train our tomatoes, and we do train our tomatoes here, we're going to train our tomatoes to go straight up. And it's basically going to be one stem, basically just the one main root, the main body of the tomato going up. We're going to not kill up, we're going to pull all of the other side shoots, and we're going to have it suspended from the top of our trellis. If you guys go through my older videos, you'll actually see how I did some of those practices with the hydroponics grow bed over there, but we're actually going to be doing it with the Navajo grow beds today. So that's our new home for our tomato. The tomato's all set, but I have another spot right here, and I already know what wants to live there. So let's get this camera over there, guys. I already know what wants to live there. Let me show you guys. Right about here. Oh, sorry about that. Right about here, that purple basil is screaming out to me, Chuck, make that my new home. Make that my new home. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to go grab that purple basil plant. You enjoy the view over here for a second. If you have any questions and queries, anything of that nature during our videos, please feel free to ask. I'm just now getting used to speaking, looking at the screen, and talking to you guys all at the same time. But I got to tell you, I'm having the absolute best experience figuring all of this awesome, cool stuff out. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. So I'm actually, when I do this basil, I'm going to take these gloves off because I want to be a little bit more gentle. Basil doesn't have to go as deep as tomato. A lot of, like, tomatoes go deep, man. Like, you got to plant tomatoes deep. They need that. A lot of other plants don't actually need to go that deep. Basil, not so much. Peppers, definitely not as deep as tomatoes. And you can learn this, you'll see this in a hydroponics or a sustainable gardening system when it comes to watering. You'll notice in a raised grow bed, doing sustainable gardening, that there's the depth of your nutrient solution for tomatoes is a lot deeper than they are for peppers. Peppers don't need to get drowned out. Peppers kind of like the heat, and they like the ability. They like they're very drought resistant, so they don't need an awful lot of water. So starving them a little bit of water here and there is actually good for a pepper plant. That's why they grow so well in the desert. Let's bring the camera over here. Now, for you guys that are just tuning in, my name is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and welcome to Together We Grow Sustainable Gardening Systems and Solutions. I am your Sustainable Gardening Solutions Specialist. Everything you see here is an experiment. I learn from world-class gardeners. I work with world-class scientists, and I'm just a kid from Cornhill, New York, upstate New York, and my grandmother taught me everything that I know about gardening, and I just want to pass down a passion to you guys. If you're like me and you're in your mid-50s, you're a little bit older, your doctor recommends that you go out there and you get your steps in. That's why I recommend gardening, especially raised bed gardening. It's not hard on the knees, it's not hard on the back. I'm out here getting my steps in, I'm out here getting my cardio in, my exercise in. I'm counting them every single day, and I get to enjoy and interact with amazing folks just like yourself. So to me personally, you can't beat that. It's a total win-win. We have a Genovese basil plant right here. And just like the purple basil, all right, I let this sit in a pond overnight so that it could soak up some of that good moisture. And I'm going to set it in its new home right here. Now, I did take the liberty yesterday when I returned from Tucson Village Farms to dig a lot of these spots out because I knew I was going to be running all over the yard today. If you guys have checked out some of my other content on YouTube, you'll know that I don't just use this garden just for the plants. I'm a huge RC car enthusiast, and I have a couple of the world's smallest fully functional 4x4 RC cars, and I bring them out here, and this is an absolute blast terrain for the cars. If you guys get a chance, check out some of the videos that I post. It is just the coolest, but again, it's nice, clean, fun, no one's getting hurt, and I'm out here getting cardio in, and I'm out here having a time of my life. And as I tell all my amazing friends, you don't stop playing because you got old because you stopped playing. So always find that little kid spirit in you, embrace it, keep living your best life, my friends. You know what? There's a spot right here. I'm telling you guys, yeah. Oh man, heck yeah, because it's got it's literally telling me to put it there. I have a purple kohlrabi right here. I have another purple kohlrabi right here. And it's just begging for me to put a purple basil right in the middle of it. So that's what we're gonna do. No, you don't have to ask me twice. You ain't gotta ask me twice. I hear you. I hear you. This is where you wanna live. This is your new home. There you go. So I wanna actually put a little bit more soil back on the bottom there, because when I remove that plant, a little bit too deep on that, and I shouldn't have done that. So there I go. That is your new home, buddy. Look at that. I know. You appreciate it. You're loving it. I appreciate you too, dude. I can't wait till it's time to harvest. While I'm in there and I'm tending and I'm putting in the new plants, I'm transplanting the new plants, I also take an opportunity to examine what's going on with the already existing plant life in the gardens. If something needs to be removed, if something needs to be clipped, I try to kill two birds with one stone, do it all at once. So at this moment, I am going to go into the house. I think I have to go get the scissors. So I'm gonna pause the screen over here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the view. If you have to get yourself a water, cup of tea, cup of coffee, anything of that nature, feel free to do so. When we get back, we're going to be taking our next tomato plant and we're going to be transplanting it over into the hydroponic grow beds. So stay tuned for a second, my friends. I will be right back with your awesome selves. This is also one of the more fun parts of our live broadcast, because I don't turn the mic off when I come in the house. So there's no telling what you guys might hear in the background. It is 92.8 degrees Fahrenheit in the Tucson, Arizona, southwestern Sonoran Desert. So it's going to be scorcher today. We're nowhere near the hottest part of the day. I can't believe it's already 12:24. Pardon me. I'll get my water in a second. Oh, scissors. That's what I went to get, scissors. For you guys that have been with me like since day one doing this, to me personally, that's like some of the most fun times is when I actually go in the house on a break or something. What would be our excuse for a commercial break. And you guys are still here. And you guys are just hanging out. Hey, so thank you so much, my friends. My name is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and I am with Together We Grow, and I am your Sustainable Gardening Solution Specialist. Today, we've already transplanted some basil. If you're just joining in, we've already transplanted some basil and some tomatoes in our traditional raised grow bed. So now we want to take the same principle, the same practice, and we want to apply it to our hydroponics raised gardening system, as well as our living wall gardening system. So, give me a second, guys. We have our tomatoes right here. I want to take our basil. I'm going to put the basil on the table because we're going to come back to this. We also got to work some magic with marigolds. Oh, I didn't water these last night, so I'm going to take the marigolds and I'm going to set them right there into our little propagation station. And we'll let those guys get a rebound on. So, you guys with me? Yeah, you are. Come on. Let's head to the other side of the yard, and we are going to do a tomato transplant in a hydroponic system. I hope you guys are as amped as I am. I'm super excited about this. Here we go. Pardon me. Doot. There we go. So, here we are on the other side of the yard, and this is our hydroponics tray. Right now, you'll see it's basically flooded with the green onion scraps. We are going to be harvesting these. I let these guys go to full size and just blast out like this because of anticipation for the upflip video. To give you guys a reminder, the upflip video, the 1 hour special, was supposed to be recorded today, but we had to organize due to just some programming stuff. So we had to reschedule. It's going to be recorded and broadcast at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Tucson time, on April 30th. So all of this stuff that we're doing right here, my girl Christine and everybody else from around the world, you guys are absolutely super duper awesome sauce. This is all in preparation for that 1 hour special. So if you guys are super dude like you guys have been doing and just hanging out with me and just like literally just hanging out with me, man, this is, you're making a show. You're making a show. I don't even know how more I can stress it like that. You guys are literally helping me develop a show. You're helping me develop an identity. You're helping me develop a brand. And every one of your comments means the world to me. So shut up, Chuck. Let's get to growing. Now, just Just like in the traditional raised bed gardening on the other side of the yard, we're going to do the same thing with the tomatoes. But as you see, these are traditionally started tomatoes, so they're in soil. We don't need the soil. We don't need the soil. Because we're growing in a sustainable system, we're using substrate. And in substrate, instead of soil, in soil has to have all of the beneficial nutrients and things of that nature for a plant to actually grow correctly. It's got to be in the soil. Substrate doesn't actually contain any nutrients on its own. Substrate holds the nutrients. It acts as if a sponge. It's the layman's terms, simple terms. It acts as a sponge so that the plant roots don't have to fight and try to figure out where to get what nutrients and what elements from. They're all right there and they just soak from the sponge. Hence, it's a lot less root growth when you have a controlled system like this. So you don't need the dirt. What I would usually do is rinse this off in the sink, but because it is an outdoor system, you see we're removing those lower leaves, right? Because it is an outdoor system, I'm going to shake this soil off right here in the container that it came in. And I always, you know what, guys, I can't do that. I got to do this right. So here's what we're going to do. Usually, I would have a bucket. All right, I'd have a bucket of water out here and I would just dip these roots in there. I don't have the bucket of water. So I'm going to do the right thing. I'm actually going to go inside. I'm going to rinse these roots off in a sink. You guys enjoy the view. I'll be right back in a minute. Chuck, you got to remember to have the bucket of water, man. You're trying to tell these folks how to do this stuff right, and you out here doing it wrong. You think they don't recognize that? They recognize that. Do it right, man. Come on, man. Do it right. Do it right the first time. Oh, yeah. My recommendation to you is if you are happily married and you want to remain that way, do not rinse dirt down your kitchen drain. If you do not do it when your significant other is home. The gnarly looks you might get and the impending doom and anger, it is not worth it. So just keep a bucket of water on the side at all times. So here we go, guys. We have our nicely, freshly rinsed roots. Usually I would have a piece of PVC pipe, as I showed you guys in the old video, and I would just set it right here in the middle of the grow bag, and I would remove the rocks from the center, but I don't know where my PVC pipe is, so I cannot do that right now. So now I just have to do this. I have to remove it with my hand, get that tomato all the way down there. I try to get the tomato center, and then I'm going to take, in our case, in this system, our substrate, we're using 3 1/4 inch lava rock with the combination of the cocoa balls. And the only reason we're using this combination is because that's what I have handy. And so that's what I'm going to use. The joy, sorry about that, the joy to the sustainable gardening systems is that the initial investment for your substrate could be kind of pricey. It is a thing. So once again, I bring up the C word again, community, community, community. Less of the overall cost on each individual because you're going to be able to use these systems, you're going to be able to use this substrate for years and years and years on end. It's the investment that's just going to keep giving you returns. Over here, we have a basket. Let me bring the camera over. Because remember I was telling you guys how to, with your substrate, use it over and over and over again. You guys take a look over here. This is actually our clay balls, and this is a 55-gallon tote, and it's full of nothing but clay balls, and I didn't buy all of these at once. They're things that I accumulated over years. So I'm not going to do it right now, but what I'm actually going to do is when we finish this recording, I'm going to get a hand towel. When we finish this recording, I'm going to take some of these clay balls, and I'm going to fill that tomato, the fabric pot that tomatoes in, I'm going to fill that all the way up to the top. Because just like in a traditional gardening growing system, those tomato roots are going to keep shooting off of the side as long as they're covered. So give me 1 second, guys. Enjoy the view. I'll be right back. Absolutely, Newton and Einstein. Yes, it is hot out there. It is 90 degrees. I have a proverbial Persian rug on my head for hair, and it gets hot. Holy crap. Oh, pardon me, guys, with the little sniffles. Allergies are still acting up a little bit here and there. It's nothing bad. It's nothing serious. So, hey, hola, my friends. If you guys are just tuning in, my name is Chuck the Seaman Collins. I am the CEO of Together We Grow, Together We Grow AZ, Sustainable Gardening Systems and Solution Specialist. If you're just tuning in, we've already transplanted some incredible basil into our traditional gardening system, as well as some tomatoes. And we did the same experiment by transplanting tomatoes into our hydroponic system. We have existing tomatoes here already, which I'm smiling and I'm smiling and laughing, guys, because this guy here has already started flowering, so we're going to have tomatoes on this plant. There we go. This guy right here, you can look at it, flowers on it, tomatoes. This guy here, which is the one that we just did the other day, it's already set roots, it's already firm in there, so it's already, it knows it's its home. And that one in the front, that's the one that we did just now. I want you guys to remember these plants, remember their identities, because you are going to see these guys go through an incredible transformation over the next few weeks, albeit months. So without any further ado, yep, Chuck is about to do this backwards again, because guess what he forgot to do? He forgot to go get a bucket of water, so he's got to bring this inside. He's going to knock the dirt off right here. He's got to bring this inside, and he's got to rinse it again. And this time, we're going into the living wall system. So I want you guys to listen close, because when we go over to that living wall system, before we do it, I want you guys to think and give me your ideas on where you think we should put tomatoes in the living wall system. I already know where they're going to go. I do. But I want you to give me your idea of where they should go and why they should be there. Enjoy the view, guys. I will be right back. Let me go rinse these off. Oh, man, I'm so happy that you guys are just hanging out. I literally am. I am. Oh, man. Yo, Richard, how's it going, brother? How's it going? Dude, let me tell you, man. Okay, because I'm supposed to be going in the house to rinse these roots off. Let me tell you something. If you guys are ramen heads like me, and I'm a huge ramen head, man, do you guys use the mushroom powder? That stuff is a game changer. Get you some mushroom powder, man. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. Enjoy the view. I'll be right back. It was at this point when Charles's friends were like, dude, if you don't get a bucket already, and also thank goodness Rose isn't home, because that's dirt down the sink drain twice. I feel like I'm a little kid getting away with just doing bad stuff right now. Dirt goes down the hole. Water go down the hole. Kitty go down the hole. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I don't think any of you are old enough to remember where that came from. If anyone can recall where that little imitation water go down the hole came from, if you can remember it, if you put it in a message and you put it in a message box, you will be the proud recipient of some Together We Grow merch. All right, well, let me tell this camera to get back on duty. Get back on duty, camera. Okay, there we go. So now we have our third tomato plant, and we are going to put this into the living wall system. So let's take us a little trip, guys. Here we go. We are over here at the living wall system now. Oh my God. Yeah, you got to go bye-bye. Bam. Yeah, see, I didn't want that on there. You guys saw that? That was in real time. That was some big behind biblical locust looking stuff. I like all of the crawly critters in my yard. I'm not a fan of those. So hopefully we can attract some little predator pets or predator animals over here to take care of that. So here's our tomato. We're not going to do anything special to it. The roots are rinsed. They're nice and clean. Its new home is going to be right here. Right here. There we go. Right here. So we'll take those old roots out. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm actually going to get the garden hose. I'm going to water this. I actually let this go low on water because I wanted you guys to see the feeding process as well. So just as simple as that. Here's our old broccoli plant. I'm just literally just leaving this there because the system's still running. I'm going to take clay balls out, set them right there. You guys with me? I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I know I'm having a blast. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to hang out with me. All things gardening, all things us, all things fun, all the time. You're not going to come here and hear me talk about crappy, I said crappy, about serious world issues or any of that other stuff. Come on, man. We're all going through it, you know? We're all going through it. So when you guys come here, I want you to know you're in for a good time and you're in for some good, wholesome gardening fun. Because it all stops when it's dinner time. We're going to pluck that leaf, pluck that lower leaf again. We're going to set this guy right into its new home, just like that. Yep. No tricks, no nothing. Let's get these older plant leaves out the way. Then go back over here, grab some of those clay balls. And that's what I was telling you guys. The clay balls act as support for the plant so that the plant can get its strength up and then start growing towards the sun. Give me 1 second, guys. I am going to get the scissors because I am going to remove this broccoli stem. It's been there for the longest and it's given us such tremendous growth, but I am going to remove that out the way because these leaves are still edible. The birds have gone through them like crazy, but the plant's still alive, but I want to remove it because it's time for the tomato. It's time for the spring and the summer plants. So enjoy the view, guys. I will be right back. Let me grab my scissors. Now, right now, I'm in the shed, and that sound that you hear, as hot as it is out there, I love this shed because the shed is temperature controlled, and it never gets above 80 in here, and that is our solar-powered air conditioning. Holy crap, this feels good. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. You guys got to see this to believe it. Like, hold on. I'll be right back to chop that broccoli. But I kid you not. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Guys, with me, there you go. So, this is the work shed. I know you can't see me, Mortal Kombat disappeared, but this is solar powered. That sound that you hear behind me is the air conditioner. It's solar powered by the solar panels above me, as well as our, oh my God, our Life PO4 lithium iron phosphate 4 battery pack. We're at about 100%, we're at 100% right now because the sun, every day the sun's getting a little bit higher because we're going into our late spring, our mid-spring summer months. So anytime I'm out there, and I constantly tell you guys, if you're out there doing gardening work, whether you're in a desert or whether in whatever place in whatever community or whatever type of environment you're in, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, have access to cool water, have access to some place where you can sit down in ample shade. Because especially at my age, and I stress you guys, I can't stress this enough, especially at my age, heat-related incidences can sneak up like nothing. I've suffered through quite a few of them, and I wouldn't wish it or want anyone to go through that. So, oh, shit. I am going to close the door because I'm not trying to cool the outside. I sound like my dad on that one. But that's the shed where I do all of the thinking, all of the designing, all of the work. That's where it all happens. But let's come back over here, and we are going to take care of this broccoli because we want some light. We want sunlight to be able to get to that tomato down there. Tomatoes love the sun. Thank you, broccoli, for all the light that you've given. Thank you for all the substance that you've provided for all of these months. If you guys remember when we actually put this in a living wall system, it was on October or November. We've been plucking from this and eating from it since then. The living wall system grew and flourished so well that the broccoli was actually hidden. This didn't get big until like the last month. It was actually hidden underneath the canopy of all of the other plants there. Here's another, it's gone to flower, but here's another broccoli plant. This one was hidden. Same thing. The system is amazing. Once it's activated, once it's dialed in, and that's the phrase, once it's dialed in, you don't have to do anything else. I'm sorry, guys. I hate chewing in people's ears, and I hate when people do that. But darn it, this is so good. Let me set this down. Give me a second. You're being rude, Chuck. Don't chew in people's ears. It's very, very rude. My mom told me that. But I know it's a little bit rude, but I want you guys to see I actually eat the stuff that I grow. It's all edible, everything in the yard, except for Buster. Buster's not edible. I hope you guys are having as much fun as me. For you guys who are just tuning in, my name is Chuck the Sandman Collins, and welcome to Together We Grow's Sustainable Gardening Solutions. All things gardening, all things fun, all the time. Let me go grab that garden hose real quick, guys. I'm going to turn the camera back over here so you can enjoy the wonderful view of the living wall. I'm going to go grab the garden hose. We're going to remove the airport. This is the airport. I didn't even put it together that's what it's literally what's that called, but it's not an airport. Chuck, you're silly. Pardon me. And we're going to top that off with much needed water. So I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the view. It is a wonderful day for gardening in the desert. It is every single day. Every day that we're above the dirt, it's a wonderful day for gardening. It's a wonderful day to be grateful. It's a wonderful day to be thankful. I am grateful for each and every one of you. I'm thankful that each and every one of you take the time to hang with me today. Trust me, I know how lucky I am. So every day that we do this, I want to try to improve your performance, because there's other stuff you guys could be doing with your time, and trust me, I know that. I do want to bring your attention for a second to the Brooklyn Bridge system. I know you look at these plants, you're like, oh man, they've seen better days. I really need these guys to go to flower. And the systems run so efficient. The system, Together We Grow system designs run so efficient that you literally have to turn the systems off in order for the plants to stop growing, because they just will not stop growing. It's hard to believe, but if you ever build one of these systems, design, or get your hands on one of our system designs, it will really blow your mind at how efficient these things actually are. I hope you're enjoying today's broadcast. I know I'm having an absolute blast so far. You guys having a good time? I know I am. It's going to be a scorcher in the desert today. I want to talk to you real quick. Oh, pardon me. So far, if you're just tuning in, we've done a tomato transplant. We've transplanted basil, and we've done a tomato transplant in our traditional gardening raised bed system. We did another tomato transplant in our hydroponic gardening system. And then we did another tomato transplant in a living wall system to show you that the same plant can be used in 3 different systems, 3 different growing methods, but it's basically the same planting philosophy when you're working with any type of plant, with any specific type of plant in any type of growing system. So I hope that makes it a little bit easier on you guys. For you guys that are just tuning in, today we were supposed to shoot the 1-hour uplit special. We had to reschedule it so that now it's going to be broadcasting live at 9 a.m. on, I think it's a Thursday or a Friday, but 9 a.m. April 30th. And if you guys check out the latest live that we did yesterday from Tucson Village Farms, and I hope you guys do get a chance to do that, you would have seen that we actually got to hang with and do a short interview with the founder, the brains behind Tucson Village Farm, Miss Lisa. And she gave us permission right on the spot, right on camera in front of all of you guys, so that when we do that 1-hour special on April 30th, it's going to be broadcast live from Tucson Village Farms and from their amazing world-class, groundbreaking facilities. Guys, I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't. None of this would be happening. None of this would be going on. None of this, the experience would be there, but none of this would be happening. I want to try to keep that chat back on. Oh man, the living wall. Christine, to see this in person is, I don't want to say it's life-changing, but it's like seeing magic. It's literally like seeing magic. You will look at this and just keep looking at it, guys. I kid you not. You'll be looking all around trying to figure out where the plant roots are. How is this happening? How does this work? What type of witchcraft is this? But it took 10 years to develop it. 10 years to develop it. All of these systems, it's 10 years to develop the living wall, 6 years to develop the Brooklyn Bridge system. I can't even get into the science behind, I haven't even gotten into the science behind the hydroponics raised bed garden, because we're dealing with magnets, parabolic, paramagnetic, reactions from oxygen due to the positive side of magnets in relation to the Earth's core, the magnetic Earth's core. Yeah, all over the place. That's all of the science that's going on in the hydroponic grow bed behind you, the one that we just did that tomato transplant in. A bit of gardening advice. Appropriate your gardens in the right direction, in the right spaces in your yard, and that can save you a ton of headaches, my friends. The sun goes primarily from east to west. You don't want a north-south facing garden because the sun's going to be roasting the entire platform, the entire base canopy structure of your garden throughout the entire day. If your garden's facing east-west, then you're really only worried about protecting the top of that garden, the very top of it, not the sides. But as the sun gets lower during the day and the sun gets lower during the year, you want to sort of protect that southwest side. Yeah, the southwest side of your garden with a little bit of shade cloth. But if your garden's facing north-south, you literally have to build a tent over the entire thing. It's time-consuming. It's not going to keep your plants any cooler, and it's just going to frustrate you, especially if you live in the Southwest desert where we have a pretty fierce and ferocious monsoon season when it actually kicks in. A north to south facing greenhouse is going to it's basically a wind sail, and it's going to be lifted up by the wind every single time. So when planting your gardens, if at all possible, always try, no matter what size they are, always try to appropriate your gardens from east to west. And I hope that helps some of you guys out a little bit. I know that it's been a life changer of advice for me. We do have a couple of other plants, guys, and I already know where it's going to go. I already know where it's going to go. I already see it. I already see it. Ooh, Rose is going to get me. I'm messing up. I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the view for a second. But I took the kitchen scissors outside, and that's a big no-no because the yard scissors are right there. So I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the view. Give me a second. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Man, I got to tell you guys, the older I get, the more passionate I become about things that I basically overlooked when I was a kid. Can I tell you, like, one of the best things that can happen to me in a day right now? And I lie to you guys, not a nap. Oh my goodness, the power of a good old nap. I'm telling you, man, just flat out, just nap time. So the next transplant that we're going to do, I'm going to tell you, the next transplant we're going to do is going to be eggplant. Now, I'm not sure if this is the dwarf eggplant or if it's the big eggplant. What I do know is that its new home, it's going to start off right here in this spot, but I'm actually going to switch places with this tomato right there on the edge because I sort of want the tomatoes to be in the middle. And then I want the fruiting vegetables like eggplants and things of that nature to branch off over the end. You see what I mean? It's like the eggplant vines and things of that nature, the fruit, I want those to grow over the side of the garden. So, again, guess what I didn't do? I should have rinsed it. I didn't. Let's knock it off right here. Oh, man. When it comes to sustainable gardening, I'm going to say the C word again, guys. You know me. It's my favorite word, the C word. Community, here's our eggplant, is everything. You may not have the yard space to grow the complete garden, but you may have the capacity in a counter space to start all of the seeds for the community garden. So that's how you would play your part. You would start the seeds, someone else would actually have the space for the garden. Everybody would work together as a group to tend to it. And that's how you find success in community, and that's how you find success in community gardening. But you gotta talk. You gotta talk. I was talking to one of my amazing neighbors the other day, and she had said, and she was right. She had said, how can we do something like Tucson Village Farm, but in our neighborhood? And I said, in essence, we already have. You just have to look at it, at the gardening experience, you just have to look at it differently. You see, at Tucson Village Farm, everything's there. But in our neighborhood, everything's spaced out around the neighborhood. But everything is still basically together because a neighborhood is the C word, a community. The only thing that's lacking is the communication between each other. Once you talk to each other and you know what's in what yard, who has what's available at what time, now you have progress. But get out there, knock on that door, talk to your neighbor, get out there, meet the store owners, meet the shop owners, meet the restaurant owners. My yards, my gardens that you see here, and this is me giving a shout out to my friends back home. My friends back home at Tocaboca, I believe they're about to open up their newest location in beautiful upstate New York in New Hartford. My garden experience started when world famous and award-winning chef, Chef Locke, had suggested that I grow herbs on my counter. Now this is before he opened, no, he had a pizza restaurant. He had the Stone Oven pizza restaurant down in Florida. World famous for, not even kidding, man. And I'm not just trying to name drop, but yeah, it's a little name dropping right here. But Chef Locke said that his ultimate goal was to have a restaurant to where he literally had his own spices, herb, things of that nature that he could just walk out to the balcony, walk out in the backyard, pick and just harvest from. And he ended up doing that. And it moved me so much. I was like, I got to do something like this back at home. His sister, Chip, and his brother-in-law, Joe, around the same time, were devising this gardening system of basically click and play like Lego block raised bed gardening systems. Ingenious. Again, ingenious gardening systems. That's when I said, I'm not going to do it like Chip and Joe did it. I'm not going to do it like Locke did it, because I'm from upstate New York. When we do something, baby, we add our own flair to it, you know? So I added my own flair to it. And I said, I'm going to make it sustainable. It's got to be sustainable. And every year that I build my systems, I make a promise to myself, there has to be some type of breakthrough in regards to the system. So the system that you see in 2025 is not the same system you see in 2024. I say that to say this to you amazing folks. When folks say stuff to me like, I've been doing hydroponics for 30 years and my results are the same because you haven't done a darn thing different. Yeah, you haven't done a darn thing different. And they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is technology, and technology is always moving forward. So get on board with it. Get on board with it. For you guys who aren't aware of it, I'm totally honored, and I'm so proud and privileged that I am the 2025 recipient of the University of Arizona's Agriculture Department Science Communicator of the Year Award. It's nationally recognized, it's globally recognized because the University of Arizona are one of the top leaders in global agriculture research and development. And to be picked and chosen and elected and awarded as their Speaker of the Year is just mind-blowing to me. So when I tell you guys that moments like this, when I'm hanging out with you, mean the world to me, they absolutely do. I don't know, it's good to grow with you. You know, it really is. It's a good feeling knowing that we're all out here and we're doing this together. And I don't know what might be going on in your life today, but maybe this is bringing you a little smile. Maybe this is bringing you a little joy. Maybe, whatever I can do, man. Whatever I can do. Sorry, I'm going to get all gloomy. We're going to take this. We're going to bring this over to the other side of the yard. So we've transplanted eggplant. We've transplanted tomatoes. We transplanted basil, purple, and Genovese. We talked all things hydroponics. We talked all things traditional gardening. And mostly, I got to hang out with amazing, awesome folks just like yourself. So guys, I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a blast today. I hope you learned a thing or two. I know I did. I figured that I've almost been talking for an hour and I haven't dropped my mic. I haven't kicked my phone over. I haven't knocked the tripod in the pool, and I should probably knock on wood before I talk too soon, before I speak too soon. Oh, I learned something yesterday and I want to share with you guys. Folks, a common question is, when it comes to gardening, especially with raised beds, what type of wood should you use? And I know there's the whole thing with treated wood and processed wood. I spoke to a carpenter yesterday, and the poisons that are usually in treated wood that would poison your plants and mess with their root system, they haven't been put in treated wood since 1990. So long story short, if it's basically new treated wood, it's good for your garden. You can use it in your grow bed. I'm not a carpenter. I don't design raised grow beds, but I did talk to a carpenter yesterday, and that's one of the misconceptions that I want you guys to knock out of your thought process, because sometimes that might be what's stopping you from gardening, but you shouldn't have to worry about that. In this instance, YouTube is your friend. Pardon me, not YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend. YouTube is your friend. I hope you guys enjoyed today's gardening adventure. I can't wait to see you tomorrow, if not the next day. I might be checking back in a little bit later on this afternoon, but yesterday was so hectic and was a whirlwind. I kind of really just want to sit back, relax, enjoy the birds and the bees, and just this beautiful desert day. So I hope you guys had a good time. Until we meet again, plant that first seed, and together we grow. Peace and blessings, my friends. Have a great day.